Hello and welcome to the Dental Labcast. My name is Jenna.
My name is Andrea.
Please follow and subscribe to support our show and to make sure that you never miss an episode.
Welcome to the next episode of the Dental Labcast.
Hey, hello and welcome to Nina. Thank you for joining us. I'm not going to attempt to say the second name again. We did try that just before, but thanks for joining us for today's episode.
Thank you so much.
What we're going to do is start like we always start. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people, I mean, nearly everyone, I'm going to assume, knows who Nina is. Everybody knows Nina.
You
We all
can't
know
assume
Nina.
everybody knows Nina.
But just in case there is that one person hiding in a corner somewhere or the back of a shed, can you just explain who you are and how you got into dental technology?
Sure. So first of all, thank you for having me, guys. I'm really excited. It's my first podcast after a couple of years. So I am excited to talk about myself again. So my name is Nina. I'm a Croatian dental technician that moved to the UK around 15 years ago. And yeah, I started in this industry like many of us because I was really passionate about art. And I wanted to go to art school, right? In Venice. I wanted to go to, that was my
Nice.
hope. Yeah. I already had like my mindset. But coming from a family from the Balkans, so quite a traditional family, my family said, art? Hell no. That's not what my daughter will be doing.
Yeah, that's not a proper job.
Yes, exactly. I think I want to be a children's book illustrator. So I love books. I always love to draw, and I actually participate in many kind of competition with my artwork and stuff. So I was like pretty set on what I wanted to do. But as I said, my parents were like, nah, not that. And my mom actually said to me, like, there is this dental technology thing that I think you would like, because it's like you work with waxes. I don't even know how she knew all of that. Like it was like really weird, because I used to live in a small city of 3,000 people, and we had like one dental technician there. And she's like, I think you would really enjoy it, because it is very like small, like precise work, and you would like it. So why don't you go and see what it is? And so I went in the lab, stayed there. I shadowed the dental technician for a week, and the rest is history. I fall in love straight away in it. I fall in love in the waxwork, in the porcelain, in everything. So yeah, I start my school when I was 14. So I left home to go to school when I was 13 and a half to go, and I was living in a student house with 7 other girls in this room. The school was 4 years full time, right? In Croatia, that's how it is. And then we have a year of apprenticeship. And after that, we have to do a state exam to become a dental technician. The state exam incorporates all the years of school, all 4 years of school, plus all the laws and stuff of Croatia. So I always say, and I always joke, that you do study like you're gonna be a millionaire. Right. It's all lies. All lies. We know we don't do this job very much for money. We do it for passion and love, most of us. So yeah, that's the story of how I become a dental technician, really.
So what made you go from Croatia to the UK then?
Well, I fall in love. Right. I never, it was just the right time, really. Croatia was very different than what it was now. So the working environment and stuff, it was very much, you work till the job is done. So I know that this is like unbelievable to some, but I used to sleep in the lab sometimes. We work Saturday, Sunday, 12-hour shifts all over, for 500 euros. 600 euros, that is 500 pounds. So I came after missing many parties and stuff and things because of work. I just came to my to go at home one day. I sit down next to my dad and I just cried. I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. This is not the kind of life that I want to. And I really loved this job from the moment that I started doing it. But it was just, I was so young and I was just losing all this part of my life because of it. And in that moment, that time, I met this boy and I fell in love and I decided to move and to see if here in the UK would be, would be different for me and for my work. And I can tell you, the first time I started to work in a lab here and my manager told me at 5 o'clock to go home, I thought he was fishing me out. I thought he was joking, right? I was like, what do you mean I'm going home at 5? And he's like, yeah, we finished our shift, we finished our work, you can go home. And I'm like, Ma, are you like, for real? I was like asking him, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? And suddenly I had all this time, free time, that I can plan my life, right? I can do actually, I can go and meet friends, go out, getting used to the new environment and stuff. It was such a big change, not just working and paychecks and stuff, but just like my life become not only
Your
work.
own.
Yeah, my own, and I start to fall in love back into the job that I thought in that time when I was crying on the sofa with my dad. I thought like, this is it. I'm not doing it anymore. So yeah, UK gave
I
me
mean,
back my passion.
it's quite a big step to make, isn't it? To decide that, I'm just going to leave. I'm going to leave Croatia. And I know you fell in love and things, but it's a really big jump to make because I'm guessing you didn't know anybody over here when you first came over. I mean,
No,
how was that? How did you find all that, making friends and finding a job and stuff?
so because I moved away from home when I was 13 and a half. So my life was always quite like moving and things, right? I had to move to
Yeah.
get to dental technology school. So I had to live for 4 years in a student house. I was coming home every second weekend, right? But after I finished that, I was 18. I moved to Zagreb to do my apprenticeship. So I started to live by my own at a very, very young age, right? And coming home, it was actually very difficult for me after being to Rijeka and being to Zagreb and coming home back to my parents after being independent from when I was 14. It was very hard. We had like a little bit of a spiciness between us, right? Because they still saw me as a young girl, right? Well, I was a woman by then. I did all my thing, all my grocery, all my cooking, all my clean. I did everything from when I was quite young. So moving to the UK, I took my 20-kilo bag. That's the only thing that I had, 20-kilo bag. And I came here and I was like, and my mom told me like, you can always come back. You have a home. Like if stuff does not work out, you come back. And I think that stayed with me till today. I always have that voice. If it doesn't work out, you can come home. So it wasn't like it was an adventure. It was excitement. It wasn't like a scary thing or I'm scared or I'm afraid. No, it was excitement. It was a new adventure that I needed in that point of my life. And when I came here, it was a cultural shock. Of course, like Croatia is very much one kind of culture at that point, right? Mostly white people, mostly Croatian, Italian mix and stuff. And coming here in Leicester, that is one of the most multicultural city in England, was I was amazed, right? I loved it. I started to meet all these kind of people from different cultures. I like, we did not have Chinese or Japanese cook or Turkish cooking or something like that. And it was an adventure for me. So I loved it. Yes, it was lonely. I will not say that it wasn't lovely. I did miss my friends and I did miss my family a lot. But there is technology, there is Zoom and stuff, and we are in constant. I always say to my parents, we are talking more now than when I was at home because I did not never see them. I would used to come home at 11 o'clock. I used to go away 6 in the morning and they would be like asleep. So yeah, it was exciting. It still is exciting. Like the people here, the people that I meet and I surround myself are absolutely powerhouses and amazing, kind people. So, I never regret coming here and making this my other home.
Yeah. I mean, you've got an amazing energy about you, so I've got no doubt that you easily and quickly made many friends when you came over. So with your first lab that you worked at, did you have to do a bench test, and did you have to get all of your qualifications?
Jump through the GDC
How was that
hoops.
difficult to do?
That was so difficult. Like just registering with the GDC was like for real, no joke. I had to go back and forth in Croatia, right? Because some of the papers need to be 3 months, not more than 3 months older. I had to go back to my school to get the whole syllabus of 4 years translated. Only that cost me around £1,500 £1,500 at that time, the whole translation. But the first lab that I worked here in the UK was actually in Peterborough. So I was living in Leicester and I was traveling by train 45 minutes, then another half hour by bus.
Wow.
And I was working at the guy that owned it, they closed down now. But he was one, I was lucky that I started my career in that lab, because some people might have, maybe take advantage of somebody fresh from another country. While Will, his name was Will, he was incredibly kind, and he was like, he put me on a starting wage straight away, a good starting wage for that time. He told me, you're a technician, I'll help. He was helping me with the GDC, so he was patient with me while I was doing the papers and stuff. And he was just a really kind man. So yeah, I was working there for 6 months, but then the travel, it was just a lot, because I was leaving at, again, 5 in the morning, and then I was coming back at 6, 7, and I started to look for something closer, and then I found the lab in Leicester, where I was assistant manager there, and I was there for 12 years. And then I moved up north after COVID because I wanted a change. I never liked the city very much. I like the village feel. I like to have cows and horses and stuff like that around me, and fields. And so yeah, I moved up north. Now I'm 20 minutes from the sea. But for me, it's fantastic. And
Nice.
this is how I started here.
Jumped around a bit then, like without not in a thingy sense, but it's just how you're so free-minded to do that, because I think a lot of people, when they want to potentially move a lab, there's a lot of things holding them back from doing that. So you've had that
But I
opportunity.
think a lot of people
to
have
move.
ties, don't they? They have family, or they have those communities, or they have friends or whatever. Whereas, I mean, really, you just got. Are you still with the same person?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just checking before I put my foot in it.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm so glad that's worked out.
If you do have a house, like I have a house now, right? So I have a tie now here, right, in the north. Well, before, when you rent and stuff, or it's easier to. Yes, you have friends, but friends are always there. Friendship does not mean seeing each other every day, right? Once you are grown up, you understand the lives can get into the way, and you have to deal. Friendship is different; it's a little bit more grown up. But yeah, if I did not have a house right now in the north, I'm very happy where I am right now. I will not say nothing, but it would be much easier to move if you don't have, like Andrea said, if you don't have ties, it's much easier to move. And sometimes, family, kids in school and stuff, you don't want to, uproot everything if you are. And some people are just comfortable, sometimes it's easier to accept the devil that you know how they say, than the devil that you don't. So yeah, I mean, I was lucky. I was working in all the labs that I worked. I will not say that there were no drama, because of course there was, but in every lab that I work, I learned something. So I think that I learned something generally, and I learned something about me. So I think that's the best thing that you can take from every job that you lead.
Why denture work? Why did you pick denture work over and above Crown and Bridge? Or also, was it just the places that you ended up working, or that you actually just found a real passion for that over other stuff?
Well, I don't know, because I never thought of myself as a prosthetic technician. I think of myself as a technician. Because if you put me to stand and glaze, I can stand and glaze. If you put me to design, I can design, right? Right now, I'm learning Exocad, so I can design my own full arches and stuff. So, I know how to do tree shape. I know, like, the basics. I might need me 2 hours for what somebody else need an hour, but I will do it. So I always like to describe myself as a technician, not as a prosthetic technician. I like dentures just because it seems that they are like the most difficult to do. To do a good denture, you need to have a little bit of skill. And I always thought like, they're just these pieces of, I never thought too much about it, but then I start to learn about it. And more I start to learn, the more I discover these layers and stuff. And when you think about it, I always say a crown, a bridge, a full arch will always stay in the mouth, right? It will be anchored to something, to an implant, what will happen if it does not work? It will break the material, if something will happen, but it will stay in the mouth. The patient will manage to eat with it. Or a denture that it's not good, it won't stay in the mouth, and the patient will keep it in the pockets. And I think that more and more people right now do need dentures. That is they are not going away. More and more people cannot afford implants, cannot afford to have, if they have to have bigger surgery like sinus lift or anything, bone augmentation and stuff like that, they maybe cannot have it. And I think that doing a good denture, it's a very, very good skill to have in this day and age. So it's not that I don't like any other part. I'm very interested. You can ask even Dean and stuff. When I have time, I go and sit next to Dean, and he gave me 2 stain crowns because I do want to be like, if I have time, I go down to CAD-CAM and I sit next with the guys and stuff, because I think it's not just our work. If you know a little bit of every side of it, your work will be better because you can understand how other people work and what, especially if you're doing full arches or bigger cases and stuff. It's a group effort. It's not just you. It's not just me. It's a group effort. And I think that's important.
Totally agree with that, because I'm learning Exocad as
Mm.
well at the minute. I mean, I took the Exocad dongle home with me at the weekend, and I was
Yeah,
practicing
I
some
do the
crowns.
same. Yeah.
And I got Maritz at work to check my designs today. I was like, I don't know if I got the margins or anything right, but that's because I want to make my work better and to understand how they work as well. So that, because when most of the time, if I was going over to CAD and they was asking me about design, I'd be like, yeah, just have it like this and that and that, and then when it came to having that in my hand, it kind of looked different to what it did on screen. So it's understanding that difference, I think. Do you think people's mindsets have changed now on dentures? Because for some years I did hear that with all this the new conservative kind of dentistry, that people are keeping the teeth longer, which they are. However, I'm just going to throw this out there. In my own personal opinion, I think we've got a lot more things now. There's more like medications and things out there that can affect teeth. So people do still need dentures.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just more partials, isn't it? Is that what you're finding?
But I think with
well, rather than
materials and
totals?
stuff, do you think that people now have a different approach to wearing dentures and thoughts? Because back in the day, like my granddad, he would never put a denture in his mouth at all. He'd rather just be just gums because he doesn't like them. And and I'm like, but you haven't seen the types of dentures that people can do these days, and they fit properly and they function well.
It's
What's
very
your
much
thoughts?
dentures, and this I did not understand till I did not start to work with patients. So in the lab that I was working, when I was working in Leicester, we were part of a clinic, right? And there was like, I will lie now because I don't remember how many, but 7+ dentists, let's say. And most of these dentists were really, really amazing dentists. So I was really lucky. But this clinic was specific. It was patients were referred to the clinic. So let's say if some other dentist would have placed the implants in maybe not perfect position, or the dentist or the patient were complaining, they would refer all these kind of patients to. They placed the implants where there was any bone. Yeah, no, we know that there was only bone there, and I had to place it there. We know how it goes. Yes. So all these cases came to us, right? So my dentist, all of them, always used to take me down for full arches for cases like this, because they believe that when patients see a team of people working around them and trying to make it right, it will help them psychologically. And it is like, dentures are the scariest thing, especially for women, right? It's the scariest thing to have in your mouth. And I always say, if you lose a limb, a leg or an arm and stuff, people would go through extensive physiotherapy, and like, psychological or physiotherapy and stuff to accept that. Well, when we lose teeth, you get these 2 shovels in your mouth, right, in a day, and you're like, okay, now go and get used to them, right? We have to remember that this is a huge, huge deal for people. I dread the day when I'm gonna lose my teeth and stuff. Like, I don't think I would be able to adapt. And I'm somebody that does, I hope, good dentures and stuff. And I'm scared because psychologically, it's like, it's very difficult to accept that. It's like also a little bit like a part of your life it's ending. You know what I mean? It's like another part is starting. You're not young anymore. You're getting into it is very difficult. And me being there with these patients for full arches, for dentures and stuff, really taught me a lot of how important is kindness in our work and how important is to present these dentures in a correct way. That's why I started doing composite and stuff. Not because I wanted my dentures to look for my own pride, like so many people say sometimes, oh, the composite is for the technician's pride. It's not. Because when those patients see those dentures that look like they are actually plucked from your mouth, something inside their brain say, oh, like I always say when I'm teaching about composite and stuff, and when people say, "Oh, why do you bother with composite?" I say, if you had a fake leg, would you like to have a pirate wooden leg, right? Like with or would you like to have a leg that resemble your own leg? Which
Good analogy.
psychologically, which would you prefer? And it's the same. It's the same thing with dentures. And plus, if you could make them better, if you could make them more comfortable, why wouldn't you? There is no reason why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to do the best possible thing for that patient? I've been taught when I started in this career, I've been taught, what if it's your mom? What if it's your grandmother? What if it's your nono, grandfather? And through all my career, 20 plus years in this industry, every patient that come across my bench is what if it's my grandmother? And that does not mean that I do not make it wrong, because I do get it wrong sometimes. And people that say they don't get it wrong lie, because we all get it wrong. But it's how you repair it, how you make it right afterwards. We can all get it wrong, but how you make it right afterwards is important. So, yeah, I think that it's so the psychological part, it's not discussed enough in our profession. And you should just do the best you can for that patient.
Well,
Really?
that's something else that doesn't really get discussed, isn't it, in the profession, is that people, even when you're looking on Instagram and things and you see everybody out there that's doing these amazing things, they still get things wrong. And you're right, we all get
Yes.
things wrong, but we just don't post about those things.
Yes, 1,000%. Like it's 1,000%, 1,000%.
Yeah.
I get it wrong sometimes as well. So it's I would not say I get it wrong all the time and stuff, but definitely I do get it wrong sometimes. With the best willing
I
thing.
think
Yeah.
when I was teaching, I used to say to people, I'm not teaching you how to make the most amazing thing the first time every single time, because no one's ever going to do that. But what I will teach you is enough information to understand the materials, understand the processes. So as and when something does go wrong, you know how to put that right. You
Yes.
know what went wrong. You understand why it went wrong. And then you understand how to correct that and move forward positively from that.
I think that's
Because we just
fantastic,
cock
right?
up all the time, don't we? And hopefully the longer we're in this industry, the less we do it, but we still always do it every now and again, because we're dealing with humans as well, and they're
Of
not
course.
straightforward either, are they?
No.
Oh, we all have bad days as well, and women especially, because we're hormonal.
I don't like to think about hormones as my escape route in this job. I was really pleased because on the DTS, Jenny and Pilar talk about the difference in the paths of male and female technicians. And actually, that was I was a bit worried, because I thought, oh, I don't want them to blame it on the hormones, because I don't agree on that kind of stuff. But the way how they explain it about how our hormones fluctuate through the month, and they explain it is we have like really power day, and those power days we should be doing more, like starting project stuff. And when we have the down days, we should be more kind to ourselves. So it was never like the hormones are guilty for that, but it was more like use your power day to be like the most powerful you can be. And I really, really enjoyed that talk, and I hope that they will manage to do it again at some point, because I think it's beneficial.
I've heard talks like that, and I do think it's important, definitely, because when we do say hormones, I mean, women are different in the sense, because we do go through a lot of different changes, and we do that monthly on a monthly cycle as well. And then when we hit certain ages, like I think I'm perimenopause at the minute, definitely convinced of that.
Don't talk to me about perimenopause. That's my new favorite theme, right?
But some days you're just not 100%, are you? Some days you just feel like, some days I feel this week I've felt so tired every morning when I've gone into work. I just don't know why. I'm just exhausted.
For me, it's the rage. I feel like I'm just leaning into. So I'll tell you this, right? When I came back from Croatia here, when I moved, right, I made cry so many people, apparently, right? Not because I was rude, but because we have a very direct way of talking. Well, English people has like, all around and never got to the bloody point. And I was like, well, we go straight to the point and stuff and things like that. And I think that through the years, since I'm here 15 years, I like to call it, I've been Englishized. That's how I call it, right? So I'm like being a little bit more softened up. And now, when I'm getting in my 41, like, right, in this perimenopausal age, I'm back on being Balkan, right? And I'm like loving it. I'm back to being like, yes, okay, I'm very nice and kind and polite, but if you mess with me, I know how to give it back. I remember give it back. So it's like me and Julie are talking about perimenopause and the rage and stuff, and we are just like the memes that are on Instagram stuff. We're just leaning into it by now. Having a laugh about stuff.
I see them. Some of them I share. Some of them I'm like, I don't know if people understand that. I won't share that one.
I'd send it to DMs to me. I will laugh.
You said when you worked with several dentists at that one lab, and how having all the people around helped support them and with their confidence as well. Was there any misconceptions that dentists had about laboratory work at all that you found?
In that lab, no, because they were very aware how important is having the lab on site. They were very aware of how much we worked. I never worked in a lab like that. So
okay, let's jump to just generalize then. Is there anything that you think
let's make some sweeping statements.
Yes,
sweeping. Is there anything you think dentists underestimate about laboratory work?
I think dentists would benefit. I know before, so of course I didn't finish school here in England and stuff, so I don't know. But from my experience, what I heard and stuff, I think before dentists used to do also the lab side when they were training and stuff, so they could understand
a lot of years ago. Yeah.
I think that's something that should be reinstated, because I think that I still work with amazing dentists. Really, I cannot say nothing, because I'm very, very lucky. The one that don't want to work together do not resist with me. It's simple as that. And I'm in that lucky position that I don't have to work with everyone. Like, not everybody is your client, and that is absolutely fine. Not you don't have to be for everyone. So I think it would be really beneficial for dentists to go in the lab, to do lab work, to see because sometimes, I still get like dentists, I saw this on Instagram, and yes, but let's sit down and look at the case and stuff. This one is a class 1, this is a class 3. This one, it's like, but I also do believe, I do feel proud when dentists come to me and say, look, I have this idea. And they don't just like, this is what I want you to do or stuff like that. But I have
your opinion rather than dictating.
Yes,
you involved.
I have this idea. What do you think? And then, we would have a Zoom call or WhatsApp, or I would send them the messages, the videos. I'm very big communicate, because they can train you, you can train them. It's like such a cool thing when you have that team that just works. You know straight away what they need. You know, there is no ego, there is no pride. There is what's the best for the patient. And then when you hit that sweet spot of both of you trying to do the best, it's a pleasure then doing this kind of work. It's a pleasure, right? I know somebody said, I was listening to a podcast and something, and I don't know if it was on your podcast or somebody else's, but I'm not gonna whatever. But they said a prescription, it's an open invitation for a dialogue, for a chat. It's not the end goal. It's an open invitation for a chat. And this is always how I look prescription. I will read it. I will look at the models, and then we're going to have a chat. If it's possible, I'll do it. If it's not possible, I am the technician. I know the materials. I understand. And in 20 plus years, if I tell you it's not going to work, you can be sure that it's not going to work. You can be sure, because I've been there. I've seen that. I've done it. It's not worked. So I do love when we have that really good click with our dentists and we can discuss cases. And, you know, especially when you have a difficult one and you have to think out of the box. That's what I love, right? The difficult cases. This is what I'm like, come on, get those brain juices flowing. This is for me is brilliant.
It's exactly that. That's what you need, isn't it? Communication is really important. Just in general anyway, because,
and just
you know,
effective
like
teamwork.
Technicians, they know the materials. Clinicians, they know the, you know, inside the mouth and how far they can go with things. Obviously, I talk from more of a crown and bridge aspect. I don't do dentures myself, but when you both understand each other and can work together on that, it's the best outcome for the patient.
Yeah.
End of, really, isn't it? You know, because when someone wants to be open and say, you know, can you do this? It's like, okay, we can work on something here, definitely.
Yeah.
We can, but then you do, obviously, we do come across those. It's like, I want you to do this, and you try and say, can't do it that way. Well, if you can't do it that way, I'll find another lab then that will do it. It's like, okay, bye-bye then.
And you just like crack on, don't you?
I had, of course, I work with people like that. I would be a liar to say that every dentist I ever worked for was always like, right now they are, but like I had people.
Yeah.
And what I do personally, right? Because I don't have my own lab, so I work for somebody else. So if they told me to do it, I have to do it. It's not my client, right? But I will do my best to explain why it should not be done, how it should be done. I will log everything in my lab track, right? Had this conversation, had this, told them, blah, 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 blah. And in the end, if the dentist wants to take responsibility for the job, because they do, and they fit that job in the mouth, I told you, my heart is at peace. I told you that this will not work. I told you that there is a better option. You don't want to listen. That it's fine. You take the responsibility. But if it breaks in 3 months' time, you cannot expect a free remake. Or you cannot expect it's not.
It's usually those ones, isn't it? That don't really want to take the advice. Are usually the ones that are coming back and saying, "I don't think I should have to pay for this," or "I want a free remake." It's like, well,
I think that it's very important to talk. I'm a big advocate of talking about money, and I'm talking about many of this and being open and discussion. Because in the end, if you did everything that you possibly could to do it correctly, why would the lab had to take it on the chin? I told you not gonna work. We logged it. I have everything, and I don't know. But again, the dentists that I work with, they put their hands up, and when they put their heads up, I'm gonna try and help them. And then it's where I'm gonna try and help them, right? But like if it's you know how they say it, you can get the best out of people with sweets. You know, it does not have to. Does not have to be the paddle. You know, so if you put your
sometimes
head
we prefer the paddle.
Yeah.
That's a whole different podcast.
You never know, you know.
Wait for episode 2, folks.
Oh God, I if you decide to cut this part, fine. But I have to tell you the story. I always thought like I had a couple of people telling me that I will be a really good dental dominatrix in this industry. So, you know, if this dental kind of work does not work out, I'm gonna get the paddle, guys. I'm gonna get the paddle. with the perimenopausal rage and the paddle. Wow.
I was going to
Wow.
say, I completely believe you would smash that.
Yeah,
would-
massively.
I
I'll
think
second
I
that.
could be really, really like really famous. I could become even more like, I can become really famous.
She's got the outfit, she's got the attitude, she's got the equipment.
I
I
get
think she's already doing it in the background somewhere, probably.
That's why she's always at Whitby, It's not just the festivals.
Yeah. Look, we saw how natural you was with those that photography session being pulled. You was ready for that. Like, oh, I'm having this.
Oh, like I found that in my 30, around 37, 36, I started to find confidence in myself.
Mm.
Right. I was always very because I was always a bigger person, right? A bigger girl. And in my culture and stuff, that is like really looked down to, right? Hide, don't make yourself visible, wear stuff that you should not like pop out and stuff. And I was like told all my life that I should get myself smaller, right? And then something happened in my brain, like around 35. And I decided, you know what? I think I'm not bad looking. And I think I'm tired of being smaller and trying to make myself smaller. And I started to love myself. And once you start to love yourself, you accept your flaws and you just go for it, right? And I did have luck that like I had Richard Egan. He was a BPS trainer and stuff, and he's always also a photographer, and he was my mentor in BPS. So for a year, me and Richard were working on BPS. So I was coming down to his lab on the week, right, to learn and stuff, and driving back and weekends and stuff like that. And he asked me to do a photography photo shoot because he liked that I'm a little bit like on the alternative side. And he's doing a presentation for cancer research, right? And he needed a model that it's a little bit more alternative to talk about lights and stuff. And I was like, let's do it. Why not? And yeah, after that photo shoot, I realized, let's just enjoy it and let's take pictures and not hiding ourselves anymore. And me and my big butt will be around with the pictures, and that's fine. And this is how now I'm not ashamed. I know that I'm not perfect. I know that I have a little bit of curvilicious body, but it's fine. Like, and I will also say, for whoever is listening, will listen this podcast, this is one of the reasons that I did not want to go and speak the first time. When they invited me for my first course, right? It was Annex Dent US invited me to do the course in Chicago, right? Straight away in the biggest show in the US, you are going to do a course. And one of the reasons that I fear of, I was like, I don't know if I want to do it, is because I was so insecure of how I look. Because we women, and I know not many women talk about that, but it is something that it's on our mind 1,000%. And it's not easy for me to talk about that because these are my insecurities. And of course, it's not easy to say them out loud, but I think it's important to, if somebody else is listening this and it's a woman and it's thinking, I want to talk, but I don't like how I look and they will judge me on how I look. Look, they will probably, they might, but they are there to learn from you. So remember that they're there to listen you. They're there to learn from you. And sometimes we can get really in our heads, right? And overthink stuff. I went to Chicago. I had the best time, and that opened the doors for everything that I ever did afterwards. If I stopped myself because I was scared that people would judge me on how I look, I would have never done it. I would never have these experiences. So don't, please, if you are one of if you are like me and you are worried that people will judge, they might, but that does not matter. Like, what you want to do is more important than other people believes or, what they think of you. So just go for it. And don't think too much about it. So I think that that's an important also topic that people don't talk a lot about it.
Yeah.
It's always
massively. There. I think it's definitely an important subject, and I don't think it's if anybody feels that. I think most women do, just in general, regardless. I mean, I do. I look, and if I always moan about my, I call them my,
11.
WTF.
Yes, we had them on together in the DTS.
My WTF lines. Yeah, we did. Yeah, I was like, what do I use? but and I think for some people, they age gracefully and they're happy with that. But others, like myself, are like, I still feel like I'm young in my head.
Oh yeah.
And when I see myself aging, I'm like, oh my God, I look old. And I think that's just something women do. They look at themselves in the mirror, like, oh, I do. I've like, oh, I've got weight on, I'm doing this, and my face looks like that. Oh, I need to put my red light mask on, and I need to look younger and get rid of
Mhm.
wrinkles. It's everything, even to the point when I talk to people, I think, have I got anything in my teeth, or are my teeth not white enough? Because most people I speak to have got straight white teeth, and I'm like, I work in dentistry, I should have
Oh yeah, I
a
have crowding
perfect
as well.
smile. And I'm like,
Yeah.
these things, I think it's just a female thing as well. I mean, men could do it. I don't know. Maybe we need
I
that
think
discussion.
talking to guys,
Mm,
you would not believe they have this kind of thoughts as well. They
yeah.
have not maybe as strong as we do, but believe me, they do. They do have
There's
insecurities
still
as well.
societal expectations of them,
Yes.
isn't it? So,
Yeah.
you look on the TV, you look in magazines and all that, and there's all this like, perfect figure of a man with it's all muscly and,
Yeah.
got a full head of hair and,
Yeah.
he's got this really sort of stylish look or whatever. There's still all these expectations. Nobody is like selling the dad bod, are they?
Normal. It
But
No,
that is
yeah.
the norm. Same as us. That is the norm.
yeah, it's
We don't
like
Although
call them like
guys.
supermodels.
Yeah.
women have stepped out of that comfort zone though now, and they are doing the bigger woman bodies, which is good to see, because everybody's different shapes and sizes and stuff, aren't they? You
I
know.
think that
And I
we are
think, as Nina says, confidence makes a big thing because I see people of
Mm,
all shapes and sizes, and the ones that look the best are the ones that look happy in their own skin, regardless of what that
mm.
skin looks like.
and it
And I think
takes a bit of
people,
time to get used to it, to
yeah.
your, to accept yourself, because society keeps telling you need to change. You need
Well,
to
that's
change.
another thing as well, isn't it? If you can think in your head, like, if I think, am I being too confident? People are going to think I'm cocky because I'm being confident. And I think that's another thing that people need to change their mindset on, is that just because somebody's confident doesn't mean that they're cocky,
That's their perception.
you know?
I
Yeah.
think that's their problem. That's
Yeah,
their problem having a
exactly.
problem.
That's a them
Not,
issue. That's their mindset.
yes, their mindset. That has nothing to do with you.
So somebody that's confident, you need to be happy for, because for you don't know their journey to get to that point
Exactly.
of putting
Exactly.
themselves out there, because it's quite scary
Of course
putting
it's
yourself out
scary.
there.
Like it's like I keep saying that I'm doing all this stuff that I'm doing, not mainly because I want to blow my own trumpet, because it's rarely I like it's because I have anxiety. I know that, like, if I don't do all this stuff, my anxiety will win over me, right?
Mhm.
And I want to prove to other women, if I can do it, that I'm a little bit alternative. I have a bigger butt. I dress differently and stuff. And I still am nailing my job. I'm still doing many cool things. I'm still inspiring people. So can you. There is no, be yourself. Be yourself, because that's your power. You don't have to be a model from IG or television. Just be your weird self. And people tend to gravitate towards
Mm.
people that try to be, themselves, their original self, because there is so much fakery everywhere around. Everything is perfect.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when you show up as your unperfect self, people tend to like that, because it's like they can see themselves and they can relate. And that's how you build connection, and that's how you build everything, really. At least I am weird as hell, and I talk, like, sometimes I get surprised what comes out of my mouth, right? and we all get surprised, right? And
Yeah.
but this moment of surprise can actually lead to really good conversations, and
Mhm.
people really open up to me, or to whoever, in this case to me, let's say, and stuff. And I love that, just by being
Yeah.
weird and saying something that people didn't expect. a friendship is born, can be born, right? So
I've been captured by people that's even, because I've always said my brain is not attached to my mouth. They're both separate things,
Yeah.
and that can go off before that engages. And I've completely forgot what I was going to say there, because this is another thing that my brain does.
Welcome to the menopause.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, we'll give up on that one.
I think
hopefully
sometimes in life you've just got to step outside your comfort zone,
Yeah.
haven't you? You've got to push those boundaries. Don't be afraid to push those boundaries. And if you're comfortable where you are in the wrong place.
Hmm.
You need to step out
Mm.
and put yourself in that uncomfortable
Uh,
position, because
that's what-
amazing things can happen when you do that.
Mm.
And you discover stuff not just about yourself, but about the people around you as well when you do it. And, you know, as Neil was saying, you empower others as well
Yeah.
by them actually seeing what you're doing and thinking, well, I could do that as well.
Mm.
Why
Mm.
can't I try that? Or can I try that with you?
Yeah.
And then you're enabling other people and you're lifting others up with you. And that's what we do. And that's what Nightshift does, doesn't it? You know,
Mm.
I
I
hope
think,
so.
you know, if you want to tell us
Yeah.
a little bit more about Nightshift, about how it came to be and what your ethos is and what is the point of Nightshift? Who are you?
Oh God. Oh. So
Give me
practically. So
your
I'll
elevator pitch right now, please.
no, I'll not give you my pitch. I'll give you my honest pitch, since we are into the honesty podcast here. God, I'm gonna regret all the perimenopause and dominatrix kind of thing. But anyway, we're gonna flow with the flow, Ayo. So practically, I wanted to do a group like that for a long period of time, right? It was even before COVID that I started to talk to Deepa about, look, I want to do a group to empower female dental technicians. I want that we organize. I want us to, empower each other, learn from each other, and just like be the best technique, show how badass we are, right? But it wasn't the right time, because I'll say sincerely, people didn't know me, didn't know who I was, didn't know nothing about me. So starting a group, I always had big hopes for this group, right? So starting a group without me having a name before wasn't probably the best idea. So then COVID came, and I know that COVID was terrible for many of us, and okay. But in COVID, I started to practice more, right? I started to become a better technician. I started to play with composite. People started to notice me. I had more time, so I started to post online, and slowly I started to build a name, right? To the point that people started to recognize my job and my work, and started to know my name. And then I said to Deepa one day, I think this is the right time to start the group now, because I was just tired of women complaining, of us complaining that there is no platform for us, and saying that there is no space for us and stuff. And I complained for years as well. I was no better. And then I was like, well, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to build a platform where we can share safely our ideas, our thoughts, our jobs. We can talk about imposter syndrome. We can talk about perimenopause. We can talk about everything, and there will be no judgment. Because for me, I run the groups with an iron fist. I always say that. But the groups don't need a lot of running. Our Facebook group, our Instagram group, we have around like 10,000 people between the two groups and stuff. But they are so auto-regulated, because the women in that group are regulating it, right? It's an amazing community where people can ask advices, can ask questions. There are different level of technicians, and people actually are helping, are kind, are answering, are trying to help. We do, of course, have the odd one that likes to say something stupid just for the sake of saying, but that get booted out of the group quite quickly. I have to only booted in 3 years 5 people out of the group, right? And one was asking me to marry him, so he was a little bit weird. I don't know. He might have had a fetishism for technicians. I don't know, but so I had only 5 people in 3 years of us, 4 years almost now, or booted out. like recently somebody shared a cool tip. There are 300 people liking it, 50 comments, well, thank you. And this is what I want. I want a group where people can feel safe of expressing themselves and people just help people. There is no pride, there is no ego, there is no mine is bigger than yours kind of situation. And that women can showcase their work and just be proud. Just because sometimes in this industry, when you achieve something, you feel like you have to hide it. You feel like it's isn't it? Like I always say on my lecture, I always say we are so judgy. We are so judgy in this industry. There's
Yeah.
so much judgment, man. Like if somebody work for something and they are showcasing that they achieved something, they're not showing up. They're showing their proud moment. You should be happy for that person. When one of us rises, we all rise. And when this will come, land in our heads, it will be a magical day. I'm still hoping that it will land in our heads because it is like that. Dental technology is it is slowly dying, right? There is less and less people getting into the industry, less and less people knowing that it is. We hear about shortage of dental technicians everywhere. So if we are such a niche, small group of people that most of all know each other and stuff, what does it cost you to clap for that person? Today you clap for him. Tomorrow he's gonna clap for you. There is nothing will happen to you if you clap for somebody else, and that's why Nightshift was born, because I wanted to see the women recognized for their amazing work. I wanted them to have a safe space. I wanted them to have a voice and feel heard, and this is why I started it, and it's going great. I love the group. I love all the people in it. I love everybody that is trying to help us. We have companies that wants to work with us now. It's lovely. And I just have to start it and encourage like other women. And then they are building it for us, because I don't need to do anything more. Now they are like building it. So I hope one day that I will not have to do nothing. I will just be there and delete the guys that piss me off in the group, right? Or girls, but it's mainly guys. And you know what I mean? And the other amount of women will just showcase how badass they are and stuff. And yeah, that's the whole shebang.
How does that make you feel, knowing that you've built such a big platform for people? I mean, you provide CPD webinars now as well. I mean, that's got to be a lot of background work that's gone into it.
Yeah. It's brutal. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like Nick says to me, when is the last time you didn't come home from work and not work on the computer till 10 o'clock at night? That it's true. That it's true. I could never done all of it by myself, right? There is no absolute chance, because I always have big dreams for if we started it, I wanted it to be a success, right? So that's why I have Deepa, Emily, and Ella on board straight away. I collared them on a Manchester show before I started, and I was like, well, Deepa already knew for 5 years. She was listening to me about this, but like Emily and Ella, and I was like, look, I was always a big fan of those two amazing women. I think what they built with the hive and stuff, and there is no need to say nothing, right? So I told them this idea and I told them what I need, and without them I couldn't be doing all of this, because in the end, yes, I do a lot of work, right? It's my baby, of course I'm gonna do the majority of the work, because it is like that, isn't it? But without them helping me with ideas, like sorting out like when we have our webinars and stuff, Ella is in the background writing the certificates, sending out the feedback forms, Deepa is helping with the social media. So we all have they all know what they need to do and stuff. And especially when it comes with ideas and stuff, that I can get really stuck, because I'm like, me and Emily are very similar. We spiral, right? We spiral down we have millions, and then thank God that we have Ella and Deepa that pull us back in the situation. And like the first time we were at the DTS, and they're like, okay, what's the budget? Bear in mind, we weren't doing webinars, so the budget was Nina, right? When we started, the budget was Nina. And I was like, there is no budget. There is no budget for the DTS. And Ella is like, and we were talking about pinball machines. We wanted we wanted laser writing night shift in the roof. We wanted like fog machine. Bear in mind, we had a booth like 2 meters. Like we could not, 4 of us could not stand behind it. But we had all this. I did not know. Imagine me rocking out with a pinball machine. I don't know. Anyway, and thank God for Ella and Deep. I was like, girls. Okay, guys, so I dropped out here because my internet was very, very bad. So here I'm loading and I'm talking about really cool things that you're never gonna find out. But stay, because it's quite a cool rest of the podcast.
So with the you talk about DTS, it's not. I don't think it's that bad, because I'm probably one of those people that spiral as well. And it is good to have those others that bring you back in. But do you know what's nice to see is just how excited you still get about it. That's
It's
a nice
passion,
thing
isn't
to
it?
see, that,
Passion.
you know, when you're there talking about it all, I could just see it all bursting from you. It's so nice.
I am very much passionate because I see lots of people don't see the messages that we get, right, in our DMs, or that I get, or the Deepa, Emily, or Eleanor gets. But those messages mean the world to us, right?
Mm.
And somebody says, thank you. Thank you for talking about this. Thank you for opening this group. Thank you for allowing me. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for showing me that I can be more. And like, there is nothing, it makes me proud. Of course it does make me proud. And it's not something that like I go and scream from I get this man. It's something personal that I like to keep to my heart and stuff. But I know that people see that we are putting effort, that people see that we're trying. Bear in mind, the webinars, you know very well because you've been on them, they're like 30 pounds. They're not like incredibly amount. I am not tanning my cheeks in Mexico and drinking margaritas, you know, with the,
That would be nice.
that would be very nice. But all the money that we have, that it's at the end of the year, it's not an incredible amount. Go back into the group. So
Yeah.
go for the DTS, for the Zooms, call for the CPDs, for the certificates, for the anything. It just gets invested into the group. And we did have a couple of sponsors approaching us and stuff, you know, but we were always very much. I don't like to work. I will work with companies, absolutely, if they want to support us, yes, but I don't want to have forever sponsor because Nightshift is not for sale. Nightshift is a group that supports dental technicians, and I like to call it's nobody's bitch. You can leave that in. So we do have fantastic companies that work with us and support us, and I'm super grateful for them because of course they see that we are very passionate about what we do, and that's great. But I don't think it would be easier because it will allow us to do bigger things and maybe plan better. But for right now, I think how we are working is great. And I like to have control over it because I don't like people. I did not make this group for other people to tell me what I can and cannot do or what I can and cannot say. And that's just not the vibe of the group. I want people to be able
it's
to
kind of like
express
labs, isn't it?
Yeah.
People buy a small lab and then they grow it, and then all of a sudden it's been sold to a chain.
Yeah. It's
you know,
very
and then it's taken over and things change.
Yeah.
So you keep hold of that baby.
Yeah. We're trying to, like, you know, it's difficult to keep the group always fresh, right? Because you have to think about new ways to get people involved. And that is the big part where I step in, right? Thinking about, okay, so what we're going to do this year. Yes, we have the CPDs, but what else can we do? What else can we get people involved? Because you know how it goes. You start a group and people forget about it after 3, 6, whatever months. Because, it's short attention span, technicians, right? Instead, like, that's why we are always like searching for new ideas, new things to do, new things to try out. Maybe it does not work, maybe it works. I don't know, but we have to try it to keep the group momentum going, to keep the people talking, to want people to join us. I was recently in San Sebastian talking for Straumann, and you know, and of course I always present Nightshift as well. And the amount of people that came afterwards, girls from Spain and other countries. There were 300 technicians, 26 different countries that came afterwards and asked me about Nightshift and join Nightshift. It's fantastic because Nightshift, I am in the UK, but we represent women everywhere. So it's not just
Well,
UK.
you could branch out, Nightshift Spain, Nightshift,
Yeah, but we represent people. We have people in Spain. We have people in, we have people. We had people from Afghanistan before, right? We have people from my Balkans. That it's different. Like in my, you have to understand. In my country right now, that is still normal to ask a woman, "Are you planning to get pregnant?" when you are on the interview. So when people say to me, "Women were always supported," you are looking from your point, from your country, from your point of view, from UK or whatever, that it's also not true. People they're talking anyway, we know. But like, we are not just supporting UK. We are talking with people from my country, from Greece, from Spain, from other countries, right? That are, that have different cultural things, that have different ideas what a woman should be, and how a woman should be seen. So I think that it's important when thinking about night shift, we think globally, not just UK, right? Because when a man come to me and say, women are always being supported, it just ruffles my feathers so much. Because
when the men say that women are always being supported.
some guys, but like after I talk to them, because before
that's because they don't see
really,
it. They only see it from their perspective, don't they?
yes,
And they
because
think,
like,
oh, women's getting all the attention now, and it's all about the women, whereas they still don't understand the disparity in the opportunities, in the way that people are treated. They don't see that because they're not female, so they're not experiencing that. They
yes,
just you can't understand when you're not in those shoes, can you?
absolutely you can't. And it's not, and you know what, I'll tell you this, like before I used to get really angry. About it. But then I thought, like, they really believe that. And they maybe believe that because we don't say stuff, right? Because most of us, when stuff happened or something happened, we just brush it off. It's like, oh, it's part of the job, or it's part how it is, or I don't want to be a drama queen, or I don't want to put people into. I've been there as well. I said, like, okay, let's not do nothing because it will just be a mess. I don't want to cause a mess, right? And
Yeah, I
because
think we've
we
all
are
been
not,
there, haven't we?
yes, but because we are quiet and we don't say about things, then I blame also us a little bit, right? Because we should be able to say, look, this is the situation, this is what happens, I'm really not happy, let's, but because we are trained, maybe we are, I don't know,
I think
to
that
not
comes
be.
with the confidence that you were saying earlier, doesn't it? Because I'm a very different person now to what I was when I started out in work. I brushed a lot of stuff off.
Oh yeah.
Just I could go on for hours about some of the comments that were made, some of the way
Oh
that I
yeah,
was
yeah.
inappropriately manhandled, and so many different things, and I put up with so much of it. Whereas now, completely different person. I walk into a room like I own the room, not like I'm just sort of some little mouse that needs to go hide in the corner and hope nobody notices me, kind of thing.
I think
So
you do get
actually
used to
having
accepting,
that
don't you?
confidence to be able to just stride into a place and know that you belong and actually speak up when something is not right. But that's why having conversations within a group like Nightshift for women all over the world to actually be told, because a lot of women in other countries are not even exposed to the fact that this is a thing, that they're
Mhm,
able to speak
mhm,
up, they're able to stand up, to have someone be able to tell them, actually, that's not acceptable, and
mhm,
we will stand with you if
mhm.
you want to stand up for yourself. I mean, that
Yeah.
in itself is just massive.
And also sometimes it's just somebody to talk to,
Hmm.
because some
Who's not going to
some
judge?
don't have. Yes, and we'll understand. We'll understand because it, in one way or another, we all have a story, right? We all have a story where we were judged poorly or treated poorly or something happened, or
Hmm.
we all have a story. So it will come from somebody that understands. So sometimes just being able to listen and for them to tell their story, it's like I always call it's like a pressure pot being released, right?
Mm.
And sometimes people don't want you to give them advices. They just want you to listen. And I'm very
Like a
good at listening.
therapy.
Yeah, and I'm very good at listening, right? So I just, I always say, do you want me to tell you my opinion or would you like me to listen? Because that's different thing, right?
Mm.
Opinion can, you might not like what I have to say. But I think listening, it's so important. And I think that lots of
I think
us, especially the high achievers, right? The one that are pushing, the one that are, sometimes we do feel lonely, right? We do feel lonely because we are in this bubble of everything that we want to do. We have our own work, we having our own projects, and sometimes you turn around and I'm like, wow, where have all my friends gone? Or when was the last time I spoke to my friend? Or where it is like we are in this bubble. And like recently, I think Beth or somebody asked me like, how do you do it all? And I literally told her, absolutely, I don't do it all. Right. If I succeed in one part of my life, I'm definitely failing in something else. So if I'm guiding night shift and night shift doing really great, I'm missing birthdays, I'm missing phone calls I'm missing going out with my friends, I'm missing date night, whatever. I'm definitely failing in something. So people that look like they're having it all, they don't.
Mm.
They must have a really good support system to have it all, right? And unfortunately for me, I don't have because my family is not here and stuff, so it's by myself. But like, yeah, so even these, people that think, oh, how you do it? Oh, wow, blah blah. Girl, I'm failing at something else. You cannot, we have a saying in Croatia that says, you cannot have ships and money. Or you have money or you have ships. Both you cannot have, or one or the other. And yeah, this is how it is. It's true,
it's like in dentistry, we say you can't have cheap quality.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
God.
Very good.
So
Very good.
I mean, I think what you're doing is brilliant, and we've already spoken before that I would like to get the whole night shift on for an episode and just discuss night shift.
Oh, we
And
will spiral. We will
all of it.
spiral.
Let's have a spiral session, with all of us and create some chaos. I think that would be great. Can we just move on to? I've had a look. You work kind of. Do you do alongside Dentec? You just talk about Dentec because you went to Uganda, didn't you?
Yes.
Was it a year or two or so ago and helped?
I was looking at pictures because like I had a new trainee. Well, she's not a trainee; she's fully unqualified, but she's starting fresh at my place, and she's really passionate. So I like her already, right? And I was telling her about me and Andrea being in Uganda and stuff. And I was telling her a bit about, and I was looking through the pictures because I thought we went in for some reason, like, I suck at dates, right? I really am bad. And I thought it was 3 years ago, but it was 2 years. In 2024, we went. And it was, so practically Andrea kindly appointed me as an ambassador from Dentec. And I was like, yeah, I'm coming to Uganda. Why? I'm coming. Who knows? Why not? And I have to say, I always say it was the best thing I ever did in my life. Like,
so tell us about that trip.
Probably Andrea can say more than I can.
I
But
mean, just from your perspective, like.
I wasn't under any illusion that it will be an easy trip. I know why we went there, what our mission was. And the only thing that I have to tell you, it's like, you know how they say that New York is the city that never sleeps, right? Bloody Uganda is the party capital of Africa. Like they are playing music like till 5-6 o'clock in the morning. They're like a whole party is going on all the time. But the work was super hard, super rewarding. Like we heard so many stories, especially of women being abused and being mistreated and stuff. And I think it was me, Andrea, Ebony, and 2 guys. So practically they were not technicians, but they were really, really good, and they were casting and giving us coffee to keep us going. And we were like, we organized ourselves a little bit like machinery kind of thingy. So I was setting, pouring, Andrea was streaming because of course, my poor little wrists are a little bit whatever. And we were just working so hard and we gave back so many smiles. And the people, like when there was a couple of days that I was just tired and my back was hurting, I was pissed off. And Andrea was like, go in front. Go in front, go and see the people, and she was 1000% right. When you see those people there and you come out and they're like applauding you, right? They're like, and I'm like, fuck, I have to go. Sorry, I have to go back now and work. I don't have time for this.
She worked so much harder after that.
Yeah.
She was slogging anyway.
But we gave back so many smiles. And the other team that was with us and was shadowing us and helping us and stuff, and like they were as well, everybody pulled together to give the best possible outcome for those. Some people came there and slept there 3-4 days waiting for teeth in front of the hospital, right? So it was eye-opening, especially because where we were working was also it was a pregnancy, how they say, a delivery room.
Maternity
So they were
unit.
yes, they used to do like cesarean in the room next to us. And there was this women sitting on these wooden stools, very young girls, right? And the door had glass, so they can see. I saw a baby got born, like cesarean, pulled out, right? And I was thinking, just why don't you get like a curtain to pull through so that these poor scared women don't have to see what's happening to them next, right? And it was just eye-opening. The gratefulness, the gratitude, it was all worth it. All worth it. So if Andrea needs anybody, just go, because it will change your perspective in life and your priorities so much. And you will just feel like you did something amazing. I always say it was selfish. It was for me, right? I know I help people, but it was for me, for my soul, for myself. And I think if you have the opportunity to go and experience it, you should just take it and go, because it will change. It will change your life. It really will. So yeah,
that's nice to hear.
It was a good. I think you see things on TV or you read things in magazines or online, or you see all this thing and you don't really connect with it the same, do you? But then when you're there on the ground and you're experiencing the culture and the sights and the sounds and the people, and you're there firsthand, it's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. And I don't know anyone who's been and not just absolutely loved it, because not just because we're there when we're slogging hard, and I do work people when we go there, but
she's like
yeah, there's no messing about. I work you.
It's fine. We're there for that.
At college as well. Don't worry. She was my tutor at college.
But we have fun as well. We had fun.
Yeah.
We did some exciting activities as well, didn't we?
Oh yeah, we went. How it's called for the ride? How it's called that?
Quad biking.
Oh my God, that was so amazing. Like I forgot to bring my mask, so I was like full on. Like
you were filthy, weren't you?
Yeah, we were absolutely covered in. It was so fun. It was so fun. I mean, we saw the Nile, like it was amazing. When would you ever have this opportunity to help people and discover a little bit of a country and do something a little bit more fun? Because of course, after spending like so long working and stuff, you do need to unwind a little bit. So it is like, I think you have to go. If you go open-minded. You understand what you are going. You're not going on a 5-star resort where things will be handed to you. So you need to be.
Not even got electricity most of the time, have you?
It's more like a wake-up call, like to appreciate the things that we do have.
Running water, it's not a guarantee.
I do not understand why. I still saw one thing really weird about Uganda is they don't like mirrors, right? Like I had one mirror in one hotel, and thank God, because I was starting to look like Frida Kahlo, right? I was like, the situation is situation-ish. I need to get rid of all of this.
I forgot about you fretting about the mirrors, going, where's all the mirrors?
What's happening Are they everybody vampires here? Nobody wants to see reflect. Nobody has a bloody mirror. So I had to buy myself a little mirror. Look, I told you I'm from the Balkans, so that means I'm hairy as well, not only like whatever. So I was like, trying to pluck these bloody eyebrows that are getting a monobrow after 2 days. And I'm like, why is these people hating the mirrors so much? I did not mind that we did not have electricity or water or stuff. It's the mirrors that like made me like, why?
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
I think it does sound good, and obviously, if anybody that's listening has a chance to go, if obviously, I'm guessing they can contact you, Andrea, or
just
or
enquiries at dentech.org.
yeah,
Just email there, and that's fine. We will be going out again probably July 2027 now, because I've postponed it so we can have a family holiday this year. I've realised that my husband hasn't been on holiday for 7 years because I keep using all my annual leave for this kind of thing, for like sort of work, dentech-y, other stuff. So I thought I'd best take him on holiday.
it seems to be a running theme. It's a running
think
theme, isn't it? In the latest episodes that we're having, is how much time is being taken away from people to push their careers, and
but it's having a passion for something, isn't it?
I
So
think
I've got a passion for
is.
Dentech, Nina's got a passion for Nightshift. Even you, how many hours have you spent on this podcast?
Oh, I love it. It's because
Right?
it's something I want to do.
Editing, putting
Yeah.
everything together.
Yeah.
You are the host and I am your co-host. Let's not pull, any tricks about this. You're doing all the work because you're passionate about it.
Yeah.
And that each one of us is doing what we love because we're passionate about it. So in some ways, it is a big sacrifice. And like I say, my husband's not been away on holiday for 7 years because I've never got any annual leave to go anywhere with him, because I'm using it for other things, But I wouldn't change what I'm doing because I still love what I do. Sometimes I just have to take a step back and realise the impact that is having on other people around me, and think, am I being selfish by continuing to do this for a while? I need to look after them and then return back to it. And that's what I'm just having to do this year. But, if you're passionate about it, you don't even notice most of the time, do you? It's other people that go, excuse me, remember me? Yeah, I'll get to you in a minute. It's
You've
fine.
been on that laptop for 5 hours. I've only been on it 5 minutes. What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
What do you mean it's midnight?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I spent the whole of Sunday. I spent the whole morning on Exocad practicing that. I got up early because I couldn't sleep, and then I spent the whole
saw
afternoon.
a picture your mistress posted online.
Oh yeah,
you in the background on the
I spent the whole afternoon editing a podcast as well.
On
Do you know what I found though? I found that I can edit a podcast quicker than I can design a crown.
For now.
For now.
Give it a little bit more time, and then you will see that it will be different.
Just want to get on to just a couple of last things, really. First, that you won a Dental Technician of the Year in 2024, and you've been placed in the Panthera? Sorry, I'm just reading this. Panthera Master Cup. Tell me about those, and how you got there and how those made you feel. I'm sure you've been in magazines and all sorts. You're also an editor of, is it DTA?
Laboratory magazine, yeah.
Yes.
So for the Panthera, where do I start? So it started as a joke, right? Because I have a mate, right? And we are super competitive with each other, right? And he told, like, really competitive, but in a good way. And he told me, we should just get into the Panthera Master Cup and see who is better. And I'm like, yeah, right. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if you challenge me, that's how you get me. It's like, yeah, right. So I did not know what this Panthera is or anything. So I was like, okay. He was like, okay. And we were like a little bit like properly going for it, right? So I was like, I said yes to it. I should better go and see what actually is this it. So it was a mission that Panthera puts together every year. I mean, now they stopped it. They did not do it for 2 years, but they're doing it. They're remodeling it. So I don't know. We'll see. But I think I was the last year that they did it. And practically they give you a job to do, right? And then they choose the top 3 people from that job. So everybody has the same job. You have the specific rules that you have to take in consideration, right? You have your paper of how the job will be marked and stuff. And yeah, so I got first, you have to get into these 10 people. I got into the 10. And then they sent me the job out, the articulator, the job. It was an MK1 attachment on the upper, so like a denture, and then on the lower was a full arch. And I spent around probably 3 months on that job and stuff. It was the most beautiful job I ever did in my life, right? It cannot compare to anything I ever did. But and you have to write a presentation about it, right? They then told me that I'm in the top 3. They flew me to Canada. In
Wow.
Quebec, and we had like a big revelation there and stuff. And I was third. That I definitely deserved the third place. The first place was absolutely stunning, amazing, like wow. The second place I also very good, and I was very happy to be even in the top 3. So I was absolutely mesmerized. I entered the competition there were 300 technicians that applied at that point, right? So I entered the competition not prove that I'm better than anybody else, because of course I'm not better than anybody, but to prove to myself that I can do it. Because I have, like a lot of us have, imposter syndrome. When I moved to the UK, I couldn't even speak very well English. So me challenging myself to write a presentation worth of a competition, to do a job that it's like, when I moved here, I could never even possibly imagine that I would be able to do, was a challenge, me against me, right? So when I entered in the top 3, I was super proud of myself, because yeah, it was like I won over my imposter syndrome. You have 5 judges that judge your so it's very impartial, because it is 5 different people, and it was like a victory over my imposter syndrome in that moment. And that really made me realize how sometimes the voices inside your head are lying to you about your capabilities, right? For the dental technician of the year, that was also a little bit like, I was doing a lot. I went to Uganda, I was doing night shift and stuff, and I thought I'm okay. I'm ready for a challenge. Again, I get really bored really easily in this job, right? That's why I need constant learning, constant stimulation, because a moment I get bored, I need something, right? And these competitions are just challenges against myself, not against anybody else, because I do believe that the amount of people that are doing fantastic work out there, it's top notch. There are always somebody better than you. Remember that. So I applied in 2023 as well for dental technician, but I did not win it. Lola won it. And that was like a little bit, I talked in my speech about it actually in my lecture at the DTS. That was the moment that I felt some, I would not say jealousy, but the imposter syndrome got loud again. And it was telling me, you're working so hard and you will never achieve this. All your work is for nothing and stuff. But by then I already had Nightshift. I already have this amazing community. And they taught me to take that jealousy, envy, imposter syndrome kind of thing and transform it into inspiration. And that's what I did. So I took that negative that was filling my head. I work even harder next year. I apply again for it and I won it. So, it was all about beating my imposter syndrome, beating those feelings and of not being good enough, of jealousy. Because if you tell me that you were never jealous of anybody, I will not never believe anybody saying that, because we are all human. I was, of course, very glad for my friend. But of course, I was also sad for myself because you are in the competition to win it, not to, that's what it is. So yeah, it was again a competition that really taught me a lot about myself. Every competition, everything that I do, every lecture, every speaking, public speaking, every webinar, anything, I am glad I'm doing it because it teaches me more about myself, more about my capabilities, more about what I can actually do. Because a lot of us, especially I would say the older generation like myself, we grew up in environments that were not always supportive, very different than what the generation right now is having, that I'm absolutely absolutely happy for them, because I don't want the new generation to go through what I had to go through, because I don't want them. I want them. It's like having kids. You want them to have a better life, a better experience of this industry, a better situation, and a better look at the industry. But like, we were all brought up in a different kind of thing. Like, my first mentor and stuff, they were not very supportive and things, right? So having that, beating those voices, showing that I can do it, getting that voice telling me that I can only be a certain thing, right? And smashing that barrier, showing that I can be more, that I can be better, that what they told me I can be, it's not true, right? I can be more. It's important to me, and I will keep competing. And I know that competition and stuff like that are very frowned upon in this industry, and I totally understand also why, because sometimes it's not very open, it's not very clear, and that's a discussion that I keep having with the people that are doing competitions and stuff like that. I keep pushing for clarity, keep asking tell people why. I said to them, when I won my dental technician of the year, I said to them, please post my whole presentation so people can understand that it's not just about the work, it's about what you do, everything around the work, right? How you are impacting your community, right? And I think that if we want more people to get into this competition and get into this, you need to be more clear and more open, and show why people are winning or stuff like that. But for me personally, that I don't aggress again, it's me against me. And that's why I'm doing it. And that's why I'm going to probably keep doing it. Some other things, like I have my eye now on the Candulor competition. So I'm waiting to be a little bit more bored now and see, but for me, it's me against me. And that's what I love, to push myself, to say, wow, I can do, I learned in COVID, I learned photography, dental photography. I went to the course, I got myself a camera, I invested, I spent most COVID taking pictures. It's not going to happen overnight. You have to find the time to learn the things. And I think that this is some people maybe don't understand, like you taking Exocat home, me taking Exocat home and computer, Saturday, Sunday, when you actually have time to sit. But not everybody will do that, right? Not everybody will do that. And I think this is important for the new generation that are coming in, to understand that sometimes you need to give to get, right? And that does not mean that you have to go through all the heartache that we went through, but there still needs to be that kind of respect. There still needs to, give to get. Nothing will give in no industry, not just dental technology, in no industry, people will give you things just because you finish school, right? And so that's my 5 pence thought.
You put the effort in and you reap the reward afterwards.
Yeah.
I
mean, I think everything that you've done and achieved and challenging yourself, everything that you're doing for you is also helping a lot of other people. It's opening their minds up as well. I mean, I know it's been relatable for me in a lot of things that you've said and that you've been open about with the imposter syndrome. I think your imposter syndrome talks that you've been having recently have been such a powerful discussion to have, because I think so many people relate to it. I know I relate to it. Same as with the night shift and empowering women in dental technology, I relate to that. And I just keep going, because it helps push. What you do is helping pushing other people out there as well.
Yeah, thank you. And
You know,
this is what me and the girls are hoping, because it was, I always say, I'm an old crone, right? I've done my thing. I've done my hardship. I'm now cruising. Like, I'm not doing this for myself, for making, believe me, night shift does not make my life easier. Pushing myself does not, it's giving me anxiety, it's giving me sleepless nights, it's giving me hours and hours spent on this computer, going over my lectures, making sure I deliver how I want it to deliver. Like, it's not, I don't wanna bloody get myself a small violin and play it for myself and feel sorry for myself, because that's not the point of this. The point is that if I can inspire one person, if I can inspire one female technician, one male technician to just because contrary of belief, we do like men as well. We do like men. And some of my best, most amazing mentors and supporters are guys, right? I cannot say that like I hate them
It's
or I
not
don't
about
want.
putting men down. It's about
No.
helping to lift
Yeah,
women
it's not.
up.
It's not. I always say Nightshift is not born as a complaint against them. It's born as a call to action for us to step into our light, to showcase
It's
that
like a
we are.
support system. I see it. It's
Yes,
like,
the
if you
support.
don't get that pat on the back at work, you know that you can come to,
Yes,
this group of
yes.
women and say, oh, I've done this, and all of them will go, well done, that's
And
great.
we
And
will mother you
sometimes,
a little bit.
and
Sometimes it's
sometimes that's
important.
just what you want. I mean, I
Yeah.
know some people. Like, I was having this conversation in work the other day, and I've always known that I thrive off praise. If I don't get praise, my head's gone down. I did it when I played football. If I heard, Jenna, you're not doing that, Jenna, you should do it, my head would go down and I'd have the most crappiest game of my life. But if I heard, yes, Jenna, you're doing well there, yes, Jenna, but I'd be like, yes, I'm great, I'm doing this. I have the best game of my life. And yeah, same. I'm the same. I've realised, and I've only just, funnily enough, realised that I'm like that with everything in my life. So just to have that support, that even if you come to a group of people that you don't necessarily know, and they
Oh,
can all just
yeah.
give you that pat on the back and say, keep going, you're doing well. That's all that some people need.
Yeah. That's what I
And
told you. When I told you that sometimes it's just about talking and about sharing. It might
yeah,
not be even something that you want a solution to. It just needs release. And it's a safe environment where you can say, you do. I always say, I don't want to tell people to be strong when they come to me to be weak, right? If you come to me because you have a problem and stuff, I will not tell you, oh, be strong, push through it. No, tell me what it is. Get it off your chest, because that's sometimes, I know for myself, sometimes I just need to whinge a little bit to get my strength back in, and then I will go and push through a bloody wall if I have to. And most of us are like this. And I told you, especially people that like you or Andrea and stuff, people that are doing lots of things and want to help and stuff. And we have all this passion and this, will to do, to see our industry thrive and stuff. And it's important to have that support system that you can come to somebody and say, you know what, I
yeah,
really had a shit day, or really had a stupid weekend. I really hate this person. And you might not hate it, but in that moment you hate it. And you come and you can win this, and nobody will go and tell what you said. It's like a bloody Fort Knox. It's like, I always say that I'm the priest of the dental technology, because everybody come to me and say all the secrets and stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. But it's so important to have that. It's so important to release that pressure and have that community. And if Nightshift can be that, and it is that, I done my job then. We are doing our job great. Because as I said, like I started it, but without Deepa, Emily, and Ella, it wouldn't be working, because they do put a lot of time and thoughts. Deepa has a little kid, Emily and Ella has a whole business. Like, it's different lives, and of course
yeah,
people get busy, and I cannot expect them to. Sometimes I want, like, give me the solution now. But like, I know that I need to be patient, and that things will work out. In the end, real life is more important, of course. The mission is important, but I want them to be happy as well, right? And to
yeah.
have, yeah. So yeah.
Well, keep doing what you do. Before we finish, questions. Just a bit of fun, because I know you're a fun person.
Oh God.
They are still dental questions. There was
Okay.
something we had a little chat just before we started recording. I said, "Oh, I'm going to ask you that." Oh yeah, we'll get onto that in a minute.
Okay. Oh,
But
God.
first, right, because this is one question you didn't want. So, traditional or digital?
Both.
Okay. Most
Amazing.
underrated skill?
I think communication. People don't understand how important that is. We talk a lot about it, but I still think that people don't understand how important that is.
Most overrated skill?
I don't know. I told you I would not know what would be an overrated skill. I think every skill is fantastic. More you have, better technician you are. To be a good technician today, you have to know business, you have to know marketing, you have to know photography, you have to understand communication skills. It's not just our work. You can be fantastic, but the work cannot speak for itself. If you don't speak for it, it's not that kind of environment anymore, word of mouth. You have to have all the skills, right? So
Yeah.
and there is nothing overrated, I don't think.
Nice. Best advice you've ever received?
Best advice I ever received. Go with the people, go with your people. Don't wait for others. If somebody it's clear and like don't want to work with you or something, don't just hang up and change their mind. Go where you are wanted. Build
Mm.
your own table. So yeah, that was a very good advice for a good friend of mine. And that also like it came in the right time and the right time so that I could understand it. And that's
Yeah,
exactly what it did.
it's very true as well. Worst advice you've ever received?
Be polite, don't rise waves, be quiet, just do your work, don't question
Oh,
things. All about getting smaller. Don't get me wrong, there are some women out there that their demeanor and stuff, it's very polite, and that's fine, right? But every advice I ever had where I needed to make myself smaller was a bad advice for me
mm,
personally, right? Because I'm not like that.
yeah. Biggest career risk you've ever taken?
Probably move to the UK, right? Because I did not know if this would work out. I always only work in dental technology by then. It was my big passion and I wanted to work in dental technology, but I did not know if it would work out or not. And here I am. So I did. It's not
Good
that it's still
gamble.
that dental
Good
domination
gamble.
kind of thing, yeah.
And lastly, what's one thing that you still want to achieve?
I have a lot of things. I have a full
So we can
list.
expect a lot of things to come then in
Yes,
future. Okay.
I would love to give a bit of hope to technicians, showcase our whole industry in a really good light. And it feels like recently everybody's pushing us on the sides a little bit and stuff. I mean, we all know, we all see the conversations, we all see the fear, the lack in people coming in to dental technology, even the dentistry shows pushing us out a little bit. So my hope for the next year or so is just building something for technicians and just showcase how amazing we are because we are so skilled. We change
Mm,
lives. We do change lives, and we might not think about it when we get that plaster model or the digital model in front of us. But we make a grandfather smile to their nephew. We make a mom be confident and take their kids out. Like think about those jobs in front of your people. Think about that when things get tough. And I think that, showcasing how amazing we are, I think that would be my priority for now. And we'll see how it goes.
well, I'm sure it's going to be. I'm sure it's going to be great, and I wish you all the best with that. One last thing, which I said I was going to ask. You know, you didn't
Yeah.
want me to, but go there. What's one thing people don't know about you?
I told you, I was like, I was thinking today,
I'm
like,
asking that.
what? Yeah, I was like, what would be a really weird thing that, like, not weird, but what would be a thing that people never would think about me? So I said to Jenna, like, I played the piano for 7 years, right? I was in school for 7 years with piano, and I think that that's something that people would never like. It's so weird, so weird. And I stopped and I told her that I was trying to play the flute for the year before, not the cool flute like this, no, the really shitty one but I
Just a
had sausage
recorder.
fingers. So I had sausage fingers and I could not close, even when I was younger, I could not like bloody close the right holes, right? So my mom said, oh, no, no. And then she wanted to make me cool and she bloody put me into the piano instead of the guitar and stuff. But I did enjoy it when I was playing it, to be honest. But then,
So
of
if
course,
anybody wants to hire Nina for any
I
piano
do
takes and
for
concerts,
events.
yeah,
yeah,
events, we
between
have
my
a.
all other things, please, if you would like to, I also can sing. In my eyes, absolutely. In my ears, absolutely amazingly, right? But yeah, I'm available for weddings and all the shebangs.
And if anybody needs any teeth for that wedding, she can sort that as well.
I can sort your grandmother, your grandfather, everybody. No
She'll
problem.
play the piano with your teeth. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Thanks for giving us your time, because I know that you are such a busy, both of you. In fact, I just want to say thanks to both of you because I know that you're really busy all the time as well with a lot of other things. So I appreciate you coming on and spending the time with me. to talk on this episode today.
Thank you for
Yes.
having us. I think that what you're doing is fantastic, and I always love
Thank
to
you.
hear the stories about technicians and stuff and how they
Yeah.
got into the. And I think the guests that you had till now are amazing. So just keep pushing, Jenna.
Thank you.
Keep
We'll
pushing.
do. We'll keep going. We'll
It's
have
an
you back.
absolute privilege to be able to talk to people such as yourselves who's doing such amazing stuff. So it's
It is.
absolutely fabulous to be able to pin you down and just actually sit and have a chat and find out about you and who you really are behind the curtain.
I'm
Yeah.
just a bit weird. My ex-boss always used to tell me, Nina, with you I never had to wonder, and I find that a very good thing. With you I never have
Yeah.
to wonder what you think, because everything comes.
I have found that through experience with you, Nina.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's brilliant. Don't ever
I think
change.
it's the best way to be.
Brilliant.
Definitely.
Absolutely. All
So,
right.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.